Hey everybody, this is Rick with another internet video. This one is entitled Help, I'm in high school and I'm a loser. That's something that I have personal experience with. In high school I was picked on and there were people who didn't think I was cool. In retrospect, it was probably worse than I thought it was. But you know, at the time, it was my world was, you know, I would wake up in the morning and not feel good and go to school, and people I felt were picking on me and, you know, making fun of me. And my parents used to say, well, just don't let it bother you. Don't worry about it. Don't let it bother you. And I know as well as you do that while in practice that's wonderful if you could do that, it's impossible. It's not going to not bother you, and you can't not worry about it. So it's unfortunate, and I've got some good news and I've got some bad news, and I'm going to share a little bit of information that I wish I had when I was your age. There's a big difference between being labeled a loser, which is what happened to me and is probably what's happening to you, and actually being a loser. Being labeled a loser is when people, for either no real reason at all or no good reason, just call you a loser because it deflects attention from them. And that's a very high school phenomenon, you know. People point out other people's faults so that people don't notice their own because they're insecure. When you get older, that changes because people become secure in who they are. So, you know, just because you fell down the stairs going into a class, or you peed your pants in grade 2, or people think you're gay or overweight, or you dress funny, or you're poor, that's being labeled a loser. To actually be a loser is, in my opinion, to lose at life. It means that you've given up, you don't succeed at anything, and that is a real travesty. And ironically, a lot of the people that are teasing you and calling you a loser, in the future, they'll be the ones that actually become losers. Because they're not dealing with their insecurities and they're not able to learn from what's going on. Their whole life is putting the attention on someone else and don't look at me and I don't have to deal with anything. So the good news is that you're kind of forced into dealing with this right now. But I'm going to teach you how to survive the label of being a loser and not to become a loser. To survive the label, you just have to, unfortunately, stick it out. Try to ignore the people who say things to you. It's going to be really hard. Ignore what they say, and when it does hurt you and you do feel bad, go and experience that on your own, so that they don't see it. Because eventually, if they don't get a reaction from you, they'll move on to someone they do get a reaction to. So just do your best to ignore it, move on. To avoid being a loser, you need the 3 E's: experience, effort, and education. So this is the bad news, is that you have to work at reaching your potential. People in high school are trying to hold you down and they don't want you to become anything. But that doesn't matter. You have the potential in you to do whatever you want to do. So set a goal. Set a positive goal. I want to design motorcycles, be a musician, be a doctor, live in a big city, travel the world. Make your goal and stick to it. Experience is time. It's going to take you time. It's going to take you until you're 18 and you can leave, or until you finish high school before you can do a lot of those things. Energy means you have to work at it. So if you're at home, don't sit there and watch TV and play video games all night. Work at it. And this is where education comes in. When I say education, I don't mean go to Harvard or take night classes. I mean, if you want to be a musician, take lessons to play the guitar, take vocal lessons, get in a web community where people are creating music. That's part of your education, and that's part of the effort. If you want to design furniture, then get into the field. Go talk to people that do that. You know, that's part of your education and part of your effort. So you're going to have time anyway. You're in high school. You're not enjoying it. You probably don't want to hang out with the people there anyway. So work towards your goal. If you want to travel the world, get a part-time job, save your money so that when it comes time you can do these things. That's what I did. I wanted to move to a big city. That's what I did. I lived off pancakes and and not much else, you know, for weeks, because that was my goal, and that's what I did. So in closing, you've got to know that you can't worry too much about being labeled a loser. You need to worry about becoming a loser. So avoid that. You have the potential. It doesn't matter what the people there are saying. High school is an irrational world. The rules don't apply in the real world. So if you can just survive that 4 or 5 year period, you're going to get through it, and you'll meet like-minded people who are cool, who accept you for what you are. But you have that potential. I know we don't all have the same benefits. We don't all have rich parents, or, you know, live near a great big city where we can do that, or have internet access. Whatever the case might be, you have that potential, and you're going to have to work at it. You know what you want. No one is going to be able to get this but you. Let the people in high school who want to spend their time putting other people down, let that become their hobby. Because in the real world, that doesn't fly, and they will not succeed. The people who will succeed are the people who hold their head up high, who stick to what they want, make their goals, and work to achieve them. And you can do that. There's no one who can force you to do that but yourself. But you can do it. I did it. People around the world do it. Work with what you have, set your goal, and you can achieve it. You can do it. Let the people who call you a loser, let them become the loser. And believe me, it'll feel so good when you come back to town at Christmas and they're unemployed, hanging out at the bar during the day. You'll really enjoy that, and you will have been to Europe, or gotten your PhD, or written a book, or whatever it is that you want to do. You'll have done that, and believe me, that's going to be the sweetest victory you've ever had. Trust me on that one. So go ahead, guys. Let's do it. Peace.